Good day, good people. It's your boy Mr. Ree. Welcome to February's edition of Most Wanted Movies, the films that we can't wait to see coming to the screens just this month, and we think you should be watching out for them as well. Can you believe it's February already? Now, before I move on, just wanted to remind you, if you like talking film and you enjoy what we're doing here at We Talk Film, maybe consider subscribing or following us on the socials at We Talk Film on Facebook and YouTube, at We Talk Film 20 on Twitter and Instagram, and of course on the website wetalkfilm.com. Now, we don't bring you everything, but we just bring you the best trailers, reviews, previews. Basically, if it's film related and you should know about it, we bring it to you. We can't cut through the mess and all the noise and bring you just the stuff you should know. Now, the first film I'm going to talk to you about is one I think should be getting a lot more attention. It's from director Emerald Fennell, and it's called Promising Young Woman.
Well, the doctor's here.
Now, the title, Promising Young Woman, refers to Cassie, played by Carey Mulligan. She's a medical student, her life is all on the up, she's doing well for herself, and all of a sudden there's an event that happens in her college, and she suddenly drops out and kind of stops caring about life, kind of disconnects from everybody. Obviously the film explains to you why this has happened.
That you're interested in resuming med school.
I left under unusual circumstances.
Oh.
You remember the accusations made against Alexander Monroe?
I don't.
He took a girl back to his room.
You know, we get accusations like this all the time.
So it's a he said, she said situation.
What would you have me do? Ruin a young man's life? Was it reported?
Yes.
Do you know who she spoke to?
You.
Now, the film does explain, obviously, how she's come to this end, what's actually happened to her, and what circumstances led to this. But her only hobby at the moment is every night she goes out to different clubs and bars, trying to root out men who are trying to get hold of vulnerable women. Much like you might get paedophile hunters do, basically trying to get hold of people who look for vulnerable people and punish them, basically. Some are being quick to dismiss this film as somehow being anti-men or being some sort of entrapment, but is it really? I mean, if you set out to hurt or take advantage of a vulnerable person, is that really entrapment? Well, I've done a review for this film. You can see my full review on the website, obviously wetalkfilm.com. But in my opinion, I think this film is absolutely great. I absolutely loved it. I think Carey Mulligan put in a A-class performance. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get recognised for it at all at the awards season. The film isn't flawless itself. Obviously, it does have certain issues with some parts of the plot. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I think it's definitely one you should be watching out for when it drops on Amazon Prime Video on February the 12th. Promising Young Woman, Carey Mulligan, great performance, great film, watch out for it.
It's every guy's worst nightmare getting accused like that.
Really? Can you guess what every woman's worst nightmare is?
What do you want?
I don't know. You seem nervous.
Oh. No use hiding from the piper.
Oh.
She has to be paid.
Why do you guys have to ruin everything?
It's a day of reckoning. For everyone.
All right, next up, we have two of my favourite actors when I was growing up. Owen Wilson for his comedy and Salma Hayek for everything. Now, this film is called Bliss. Now, Bliss is directed by Mike Cahill and sees Owen Wilson play the part of Greg, a recently divorced guy who then gets fired from his job. So his life is looking pretty grim by all means and purposes. And then after work, he then mysteriously meets a woman called Isabel, played by Salma Hayek, who appears to be a rough sleeper or a homeless person, but tells him the world isn't actually what he seems.
Get a whiskey, double.
You're real.
Sorry?
I want to tell you something really cool. You see all these people outside? They're not real.
Now, at first, what she's presenting to him, an alternative reality, seems obviously unbelievable, ridiculous. I mean, she must be crazy, right? But he gradually sees evidence of it and gets pulled further and further into this world until a point where he can't actually decide or work out which reality is actually real. Now, if someone told you that there's another reality where your life was a million times better, now that's a hard prospect to turn down, and he gradually gets drawn more and more into that world.
It's almost like a trick being played.
Greg, this is really bad.
So how do we fix it?
One of these days, you're going to have to choose between these worlds.
I haven't yet had a chance to watch Bliss. I've got a bit of a backlog, I'm playing catch up, but as soon as I do, I'll bring you a full review. But as I said, it does star two of my favourites, Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek, and I do love stories about alternate realities, very Matrix-esque, or sliding door sort of situation, or what could have been. I love those kind of stories, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I think you should be checking that out as well when it drops Amazon Prime, February the 5th.
It's amazing how easy humans can get used to even something spectacular.
Now, last up for this month, but certainly not least, is I Care a Lot, directed by Jay Blakeson, and it stars Rosamund Pike as the most ambitious, committed, dedicated carer you've ever seen in your life, character by the name of Marla Grayson.
My name is Marla Grayson. I'm just someone who cares.
Now, Marla Grayson is 100% committed to the American dream. I mean, she wants to make it, she wants to be rich, and she wants to be successful. Those are all good traits to have. I mean, what's wrong with that? Now, the problem is that she's doing this by exploiting the most vulnerable in society. Yes, she is taking advantage of the elderly and vulnerable in the worst possible way.
Good morning, Miss Peterson. I'm sorry to disturb you so early. The court has ruled that you require assistance in taking care of yourself.
I'm fine.
I'm afraid it's not up to you to decide. The court has appointed me to be your legal guardian.
What?
You have to come with me. And remember, I'm here to help.
Now, I have done a review for this film, but it's still under embargo for another week or so I'll be bringing you that as soon as I can. But what I can tell you is Rosamund Pike puts in a great performance as Marla Grayson. I mean, she's cold-blooded, yes, but she's also very strong, resilient, and determined to reach her goals, and will do anything to get there. So it's a really good film. I really enjoyed it. Some of the other performances were hit and miss, but overall the film is very enjoyable to watch. Has a nice couple of twists in there as well for you to get your teeth into, and it will be released on Amazon Prime February the 19th.
I don't lose. I won't lose. I'm never letting you go.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
I am a fucking lioness.
So it's a new year. Anyone up for a quick 5 films or less challenge? Now, do you think you can link the star of I Care a Lot, Rosamund Pike, to Salma Hayek in 5 films or less? It's a quick trivia challenge. And that brings us to the end of another show. Hope you've enjoyed Most Wanted February edition. I've enjoyed bringing it to you. And that's not to say that those are the only films coming out in February. There's a couple of other films of note as well. You've got The Little Things starring Denzel Washington, Jared Leto and Rami Malek. You've also got Malcolm and Marie starring John David Washington and Zendaya. Those are going to be good as well. But these are just 3 I've picked that I think you should definitely be watching out for. But until next time, this is Mr. Ree saying, we talk film. Definitely come join us.